Hello, I'm Ladson Porter, and I'm here to tell you about the Motion Pictures Association of America, or the MPAA. Now, since after a series of failed programs to rate movies in the 50s and 60s, the Motion Pictures Association of MPAA stepped in to add 4 ratings to all films: G, PG, R, and NC-17. Now, G stands for general audiences, PG stands for parental guidance, R stands for restricted, and X stands for no one under 18. Now, later, PG-13 was added for parental guidance under the age of 13, and X was changed to NC-17. It still means no one under 18 can enter, though. But over the years, the MPAA's intents have slowly soured and become more corrupt. For example, violence has been creeping into more PG and PG-13 films over the years. For example, Lord of the Rings: Return of the King features 853 on-screen deaths. That's right, 853 on-screen deaths. That's a lot of death for a PG-13 movie. Now, a more wider known example, how many of you are Star Wars fans? Wow, seems like a majority. Have you noticed the graphic violence in some of these movies? Well, let me tell you. In Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, there's the bad guys chopped in half with bloody results. And in its sequel, Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, there's an on-screen decapitation. Now, both of these films were given a PG rating, and that just seems a bit off. Now, another weird thing is, next to the rating it will be like PG for strong language or graphic violence. Well, those aren't just on a preset list of things, those are made up by the MPAA board members. So, that's led to some weird things, like for the 1996 film Twister, PG-13 for strong depictions of very bad weather. And for the 1989 film Godzilla vs. Biollante, it's rated PG-13 for traditional Godzilla violence. And that's a bit problematic because most parents who haven't seen Godzilla films won't know what traditional Godzilla violence actually means. Now, when we're talking about films getting low ratings for violence? Well, some films are getting high ratings for just very brief scenes of swearing. For example, The King's Speech was given an R rating for a brief scene where King George goes on the swearing tirade, but not for vulgar language's sake, to help him overcome his stutter because, quote, he doesn't stutter when he swears.
My own brother, I couldn't say a single word to him in reply.
Why do you stammer so much more with David than you ever do with me?
Because you're bloody well paid to listen.
Bertie, I'm not a geisha girl.
Stop trying to be so bloody clever.
What is it about David that stops you speaking?
What is it about you that bloody well makes you want to go on about it all bloody time?
Vulgar but fluent. You don't stammer when you swear.
No, back off.
That's the best you can do.
Well, bloody bugger to you beastly bastard.
Oh, well, public school prig could do better than that.
Now, this film was given an R rating just because right after that he goes on a massive swearing tirade that lasts for about 15 seconds. The whole reason this film was given R, even though it's an educational drama about King George in World War I. Now, another example is Bully, another educational drama about the troubles of bullying in the public education system, also given an R rating just for swearing. Even though most teachers and parents felt that their kids already knew what these words were, and it was pretty much the traditional vocabulary of a schoolyard bully. Now, the problem with these films getting R is R-rated films can't admit an audience under 17 unless they have an accompanying adult. So, these films' intended audience, school-age children, can't see them. Another thing is, you could just release your film unrated because the whole process is voluntary, but most major theater chains, AMC, Regal, what have you, won't show films without a rating. So, no rating, no money. Well, you could just get your film rated, but it could get an NC-17, which can admit an audience over or under 18, even with an accompanying adult. So, there's a bit of a problem. And most major theater chains also won't show NC-17 films. So, those films can't get seen and therefore won't make money. But you can submit your film again and again, because at the end of the process of making a movie, you submit your film for about $2,000 to get it rated. But if you don't like the rating your film got, you can resubmit it after editing it down the parts that the MPAA didn't agree with. But that's another $3,000 to $5,000 that you're spending. And independent productions like Bully can't afford that. But the bigger league production companies like Disney or Warner Bros. Have billions upon billions of dollars to spend on this all. So, they can just edit down their films repeatedly and repeatedly. But I'm not here to tell you about how we should fix the MPAA. Now, many people do have ideas on how to do it, but none can really be achieved in the association's current state. I'm just here to tell you that you shouldn't always trust what the rating says. You should do your own research. Parents and children should do their own research on whether the film is appropriate. Good websites to check are websites like Common Sense Media, which give 3 sides of the story: the websites, the parents, and the children's, which are all very reasonable opinions. But I'm Ladson Porter. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk, and I'll see you at the movies.